place yenye hakuna nini, hakuna mvua sana. Hasa hiyo kaliandra inakuanga mzuri na pia sesbania.
Hello, good afternoon. Karibuni sana to the show. My name is Neema Nembris and this is the Farmers Media. Welcome so much. How has your week been? It's on Friday, from Monday to Friday. This is wonderful. If you've made it for the whole week, you should be thankful. You know, a lot of people have tried. A lot of people have tried to make ends meet, but in the middle of the week, they were like, "Hey, I want to give up." But you are right now where you are, able to watch this show, able to tune in. Congratulations, Sana, and welcome all of you. For those who have not yet joined us, kindly join us on our social media handles at Farmers Media on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Karibuni sana, welcome so much. So today we're having a very wonderful topic with us about pasture. We've not dwelled a lot on that, which today we will be dealing with it. How to grow pasture as a business. For a long period of time, I used to think that pasture is just something that grows by itself. You know, by the way, for the longest time. And then just when I was in high school studying agriculture, and then and the topics were like, hey, pasture is being grown. There are farmers who grow pasture as a business. This is what I grow. I don't have maize, I don't have beans, I don't have sugarcane, I have pasture, which was very interesting, you know. So today we will be having a very wonderful guest with us who will be helping us to chambua the topic with us very well, that we will know which pasture will grow where, how, and how is it marketable in the market of today? How is it profitable? When we're talking about pasture as a business, can it be a business? Is it something that I can rely on when it comes to my bills, when it comes to the workers, when it comes to any other expenses on the way? Is it something that I can sell and have a lot of profit? So this is something that is very interesting and we will be discussing on it. So before even we go to the topic of today, so yesterday as I was on my social media, just scrolling all over, I met a post of my friend. This is what she said. Very wonderful. Is blackjack a food? Is blackjack a food? Can someone cook blackjack? Because she was shocked going to visit Nini, her people in Ushago, and all of a sudden the shosh we call grandmother shosh here. So the grandmother cooked blackjack with other green vegetables, terere, managu, and then the grandmother mixed it with blackjack. So, and after eating is when grandmother said, "Hey, how how was the food? Was the food sweet?" And then everybody was like, "Yeah, the vegetables were sweet." Now the grandmother went ahead and explained the vegetables included terere, managu, sageti, and blackjack. And everybody was like, "Wait a minute, have you just cooked blackjack?" And it made me be curious on everything, because I've not had that as I didn't hear that as them being my first people to hear about that. So before that, before even hearing about that, my mom used to use it as medicine. Whenever you will get injured, maybe somewhere, she would send you, "Hey, go get it." There is one which we used to call it bangi. Yes, bangi. And there is another one. Now the blackjack, we used to call it mashonanguo. Yes, mashonanguo. So yesterday it forced me to go and research about blackjack, which the topic got like it just got more interesting, because I went ahead and searched about blackjack, which in English again it's called blackjack or Spanish needles. In Kiswahili, it's called kishonanguo. So we were correct. It's only that we called it mashonanguo, but it's kishonanguo. And then in Luo, it's anyego. You people, if you are Luo, I hope I've mentioned it correctly, anyego. And Kikuyu, it's mushere. So have you guys have you come across this crop? For most of the people, they call it a weed because yeah, when you find it in the shamba, you will just approach it as any other any weed. But for other people, they even maybe specialize to just farm it, to just plant it in the farm as a crop, as a vegetable, as medicine, and as food for poultry, for rabbits, and all that. And it has a lot of benefits. Guys, you should go ahead and research about blackjack because someone else on the same commented and said, "Hey, you guys, you want us to diarrhea all day. You won't diarrhea. If she made it, if she ate it, you will not diarrhea." Another person was like, "Hey, the treatment part of it is correct, but when it comes to eating, I will never eat it." Can you eat it? Because I think I've ever eaten it. It's only that I cannot remember where and how, but as long as I've come across the green vegetables, the sageti, the managu, the mrenda, the terere, and all that, I know I've eaten blackjack along the way. It's only that I cannot remember where, but as long as your grandmother cooked greens for you and served for you, trust you me, there is 90% that you have come across blackjack. It's only that she didn't mention. So a lot of people complain that hey, blackjack is not something that it's even you can even eat it. You know why? Because when you go to your shamba and you have a cotton cloth on you and you come across blackjack, you won't like it because you will spend the whole of your evening just removing the blackjack, because even if you soak your clothes, it cannot come out. It will just need your attention to plug one by one until you finish. This way attacks people. It does not only take the benefits of the crop from the soil, but it also attacks people. But in the long run, it's food for people, it's food for poultry, it's food for rabbits and all that. It's something that everybody should try. At least when you find it on your fence or something and you have chicken around, you have rabbit around, don't just throw it away. Take it to the chickens, take it to the rabbit, and if you can eat it, try it out. It helps a lot. Again, I'll remind you, go research on the health benefits of blackjack. And if you don't believe it, try it with any other thing that you have around, the rabbit, the chicken, the poultry. Just try and give them as food. It helps a lot. So let's go back to our topic of today, how to grow pasture as a business. And then someone else just commented, not on the same post but on another post when I was searching about blackjack, like, hey, blackjack can even be planted and used as pasture to animals. And I was like, wow, what, are you serious? What's the meaning of pasture when you're talking about pasture? If blackjack can be pasture, but believe me, I think that's a lie. I think that person was just trying. What will people comment about this? What will people say about this? So let's get to understand what is pasture. What is pasture management? Can you plant pasture as a business? Can you do it typically as in this is what I'm doing? I'm not doing any other crop but pasture. So today we're talking about how to grow pasture as a business. That's it. What questions do you have about pasture? Are you a farmer? Do you do pasture as your farming as a farmer? What is your challenges? What are the challenges that you're going through? Can you comment and we will answer them? So let me go ahead and introduce our guest to you guys. He's called David Kemboi, a pasture and fodder manager who is also a farmer. So David, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hello David. Karibu sana.
Hello?
Can you kindly introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is David Kemboy from kenyatechhub Limited company. And we do a lot of pastures management, and even we are a farm, and tunakuza nini mbegu tofauti tofauti, mimea tofauti tofauti ya wanyama, na pia tunauza wafamazi wengine. Na kwa yes. Okay, kwa pastures tuko na varieties mzuri, kwa sababu ukiangalia saizi, ukiingia kwa pastures saizi ndio game changer kwa farmers. Kama saizi nisapeana example saizi, kama uko na shamba ya eka moja na ukapanda napier grass like napier one, uipande kitu kama kwa mwaka moja, na mtu mwenye amepanda labda different kama mahindi kwa mwaka moja, huyu mtu yani haisi kupata, kwa sababu unapata napier grass kwa una harvest after 3 months, that is 75 days, na pia inasalisha ng'ombe 15. Unaona, paia kama umepanda eka moja ya pakchong, una harvest 180 to 200 tons of the pakchong napier grass. That's one acre. Alafu ukipata kama sasa ni ukiingia kwa cutting zake, kwa mfano unaifanya kama biashara, unataka kuziuza, unaona, cuttings moja ni 50 shillings which is 30 centimeters.
I'd like us to start maybe
Okay.
with how did you start? How did you know that pasture management is something for you?
Pardon?
Ulijuaje doing pasture for
Yeah.
you was something which was very interesting?
Unajua kitu cha kwanza nilifanya journalism, and mimi ni msemo mwenyewe anafanya nafanya research sana. Sasa ukiangalia kama saizi as a youth, kama mimi sasa as a youth, kwa mfano ukiingia kwa saizi hali venye iko saizi, anything na farm iko profitable more than anything kwa kitu yote yenye inafanyika kwa saizi, unaona. So that's why ukapata mimi nikaingilia kasi ya farming after kufanya nini hizo master zangu nini, kama sasa that time nilikuwa sikukuwa na kitu yote ya nimeshamaliza course ya shule nini nimekuja with ground and I don't have anything to do, but tulikuwa na shamba nyumbani kiasi, ilikuwa kitu kama eka 4. So nikaanzia hapo hivyo, I got my friend mahali tena, tukashikana, tulikuwa watu wawili, tukashikana tukajaribu kudiscuss ni nini itafanyika, alafu so that to manage life, unaona. Tukakama up na idea nini tukasema let's plan, tukafanya kwanza research tulifanya board kwa farmers nini ndio saizi kitu gani inafanya mtu atoke kwa haraka, unaona. Tuko na the main one saizi ni farming, and kuna shortage ya chakula kwa nini za wakulima, ng'ombe nini, mbuzi, kondoo na hizi vitu zingine kaa kuku, tukapata sana.
And your friend, that is very interesting. At least you guys, you had a very good journey for the beginning, as you were beginning pasture and management. So let's go just straight and inform or give our farmers knowledge on how you how a farmer can do pasture as a business. Okay, David. So I would like to ask you,
Okay.
maybe a deep. I've come across a lot of farmers who do maybe maize, who do beans and all that. And they say that before you
Yeah,
plant,
okay.
you have to do land preparation, soil test, and all that. Is it the same as when you want to
Yes.
plant pasture?
Yeah, it is the same kwa sababu alafu tena kwa pasture inategemea na location penye huko, na hiyo location penye iko ndio itakupatia variety gani utapanda, unaona?
Uh-huh.
So pia you start with the land. Unaenda unalima shamba yako vizuri.
Mm-hmm.
After kulima unakuja unaitengeza vizuri, kama uko na manure kama ya ng'ombe tuseme ya kuku, you can mix kwa hiyo shamba ndani.
Mm-hmm.
Alafu una categorize ni kitu gani unataka kuiweka hapa hivi.
Mm-hmm.
Na unataka kuwa farmer ama dairy. Unaona tuko na steps.
Mm-hmm.
Sasa ukitaka kupanda hizi chakula unapiga hesabu kama uko na ng'ombe wa nyama ama uko na ng'ombe ya maziwa. Sasa utajua ni nini unafaa kupanda, unaona? Ama mbuzi ya maziwa, mbuzi ya nyama.
Mm-hmm.
Sasa kwa pastures tuko na varieties ya mbegu ya kulingana na kitu ambao unailea.
Okay, so quick question as we continue. So ukishapanda pasture, maybe kama ni napier grass or desmodium or any other that you will plant, will you test if the soil is affected with any disease or pest, something like that? Will you check all that or will you just plant them?
Kwanza kitu kama unafanya research, kama mchanga wako unaweza, kama uko na uwezo vizuri kabisa unaweza ipeleka kwa lab. Peleka mchanga wako kwa lab kiasi, ifanywe testing, alafu uangalie finye iko, unaona?
Okay.
Lakini kwa mtu mwenye anaanza na anataka kuifanya anataka kuifanya kama business. Na haitahitaji kazi yote uende fanya soil sampling, kitu yenye utafanya unaanza na boma rods. Boma rods inanga hiyo kazi mingi ya soil sampling na nini, alafu unapatanga boma rods ukiipanda kama unataka kutengeneza pesa mzuri na ikusaidie na utengeneze pesa nya at least itaku sustain.
Hebu tuelezee kidogo, what is boma rods? Okay, hata sijashika hiyo jina vizuri. Is it a type of pasture maybe?
Yes, it is a type of pasture yenye inatengeneza hay.
Oh, so inatumiwa na wanyama wote wenye wanakula pasture.
Wote, that is both nini, wanyama wote, mbuzi, kondoo, nguruwe, ng'ombe, vitu kama hizo. Farasi. So unaanza na hiyo as a start kama una hiyo uwezo. Unajua kuna mtu mwenye ana uwezo wa kupeleka hiyo mchanga wake kwa sampling, unaona?
Okay.
Na ni youth mwenye anataka kuanza na kustart, alafu labda atengeneze kama ni kipato kitu kama hiyo. Alafu unapata kama sasa hiyo boma rods kama ni eka moja una harvest 3 times per year.
Okay.
Na unaweza toa to 300 to 350 bales per first harvest.
Okay, so kabla tuende kwa harvesting, when you planted your pasture on your farm, will you need maybe any type of irrigation? Utapanda tu ungoje mvua.
Sasa hiyo inategemea na penye huko, kama place yako inakaje na area timing vile inakaa. Sasa unaweza pata kuna mtea yako na
Okay, pole.
Ulikuwa unauliza swali?
Yeah, kuna pastures ambazo unaweza panda maybe in dry areas
ziko
Uh-huh.
African Foxtail na Superb na Caliandra.
Will they need to be irrigated?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Hiyo inakwanga drought resistant na they are good for ng'ombe za nyama
Mm-hmm.
na ng'ombe za maziwa bado inasaidia bado. Alafu unapata kama uko kwa dry places kama tuseme hii area Narok,
Mm-hmm.
nini Kajiado, nini this one like tuseme Athi River, uko side za Athi River.
Uh-huh.
So hiyo place iko nini hot na iko dry sana. Sasa hiyo mbegu inasaidia kama kuna mkulima mwenye ako area huko hivyo na ako na ng'ombe, mbuzi nini, anafaa kupanda African Foxtail Superbub. Superbub ndio watu naita Masai Love. Sijui kama hai kutana na jina Masai Love.
Sijapatana
So
nayo.
hiyo ndio inaitwa
But I know
Superbub.
our viewers wamepatana nayo.
Alafu saa kuna Caliandra. Caliandra pia iko poa, they are fodder tree.
Okay.
Sasa wakati yenye kimeumana kabisa, kuna chakula kabisa, hiyo ni fodder tree. Unaenda ikishapanda, unaweza katia direct ng'ombe na matawi yake ni nakula, na pia iko na protein content yake iko juu pia. Caliandra iko na 12.5%.
Okay. Uh-huh. So
ya
acha
protein content.
nikurudishe nyuma kidogo.
Okay.
Let me take you back kidogo. So when we're talking about land preparation, you've already maybe
Yes.
you're in the process of planting your crops.
Yeah.
Where do you get your seeds?
Seeds through farmers. Kuna farmers wenye wako na hizi mbegu, na kuna zingine after sisi kwa farm zetu hizi tuko na different varieties of seeds, because hii jani tulianza kitambo na tukaanza kutengeneza mbegu na kuitengeneza kwa sababu tuko na 8 years kwa, so I'm not getting you. Your sound, I'm not getting you. I'm not sikupati, I'm not getting your sound is off.
Give us a second and then we will get back to you. Just in a second. So as
And
you
now
were saying, as
yes?
you were saying about
Yeah.
seeds and seedling, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
So my question was, where can you get the seeds? And you've explained that you can get them from farmers, and the organization that you're working with, you're in a position to right now sell seeds to other farmers. So my question is, how do you treat the seeds? How is the packaging of the seeds and all that?
Marketing.
The packaging of the seeds, or you just
Okay,
sell to your neighbors?
Packaging of the seeds according always huwa tunatumia kulingana na customer. Unapata tuko na 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg, 20 kg, 25 kg, 50 kg. Hasa ina depend na mbegu aina gani. Kuna mbegu nzito sana tuseme kufunda kama bracharia na alfalfa, na hii nyingine inaitwaje Desmodium. Sasa hizo ni mzito. Sasa inategemea, na alafu unapata the prices are different. Sasa hapo inategemea na customer. Customer anaweza kwambia nahitaji kama bracharia kilo kama 50, unampa kg 50 kulingana na uwezo wake mfuko, kwa sababu kuna zingine kama pharmacy huwezi ukawapea nini maximum, waambie nauza hizi kuanzia kwa hii kilo, na unapata kuna mkulima mwenye anaanza na shamba kidogo hata chini ya eka moja, unaona? Sasa unampatia kulingana na shamba yake iko na uwezo wa mfuko wake, unaona? Yeah.
Okay, so when you've already bought your seeds and then you're going to plant them in your farm, so let me ask you, is there any specific place you should plant them? Maybe in greenhouses or outside the field? Because as I know, there are some crops you can plant in greenhouse, Are there any pastures that you can plant in greenhouse?
Oh, for now yenye nimekuwa nayo sijaiweka kwa greenhouse, alafu inategemea. Kwa mfano kama unataka, kuna mbegu zingine zinakuanga ngumu kumea haraka,
Aha.
so sasa unaenda unaitengeneza seed bed, ama unaenda kwanza unaisoak kwa maji, tuseme kitu kama Lusan. Lusan inakuwa na ngozi ngumu na bracharia. Sasa unapata unaisoak kwanza kwa maji kama siku mbili, then ukuje you plant kama Lusan na bracharia. Bracharia unaweza ipanda kwa rows, lakini Lusan unaweza broadcast.
Okay.
Sasa unapata ukisha broadcast tu bora isipate mchanga kubwa mingi yenye itakuja nini isichanue. Sasa unaiwekea mchanga kidogo sana, na pia kama uko na shamba kidogo unaweza iweka kwa seed bed.
Okay.
Sasa unapata kwa mfano kwa hii yenye unaweza kwa seed bed, tuseme kwa mfano hii nini bracharia protein content yake ni 34.
Aha.
Sasa unapata dairy meal, kama unaingia kwa dairy meal inakwanga na 12, alafu bracharia peke yake single iko na 34 protein content. Sasa unapata kama wewe ni mkulima ambaye unataka kufanya harvest sana maziwa, unaweza tumia bracharia mix ya desmodium na Pasture. Hizo for a start ya kutengeneza maziwa na harvest maziwa hata kama una shamba kidogo.
Okay, David. Acha nikuulize swali.
Yes.
Ukikuja kwa kupanda, you've already planted your seeds for the pasture. And then have you ever had an incident that you planted and then they've been attacked with pests and diseases? How did you control that?
Zinatakiwa na pesticides.
How did you control that?
Okay. Unaona kwa mfano ukitaka kutengeneza nini shamba, hiyo inakuwa kwa preparation ya shamba. Kitu kama tuseme kwa mfano, napeana mfano ya kama unapanda sasa nini ya boma roads. Kitu kwanza ukitengeneza boma roads, enda tafuta roundup. Just spray.
Okay.
Ichome kwanza hizo manini zingine zote.
Nini hizo?
Alafu ukishamaliza hapo hivyo shamba, enda prepare your land before. Ukisha prepare your land, mara ya kwanza lima, mara ya pili rudia, mara ya pili hiyo nyasi ichukuliwe juu na rake, then zichome. Toa kwa shamba, usichomee kando, usichomee kwa shamba ndani.
Okay.
Juu zinakwanga bado na bakteria fulani hapo hivyo, ukichomea ndani bado italeta shida. Inaweza acha inaweza leta shida hiyo place pia imechomea. Nyasi inaweza kosa kumea hapo hivyo kwa sababu it's a roundup, na roundup huwa inaishi chini kwa mchanga like for 7 days. Kama umeweka na kama umeweka na kuna hii ya kushikilia isipotee sana, inaweza kaa 14 days. Sasa kama wewe ni mtu mwenye umetayarisha shamba yako unataka kuipanda in 3 days, alafu uchomea hapo hivyo itaharibu. Sasa hapo hivyo ukishafanya hivyo, ya kwanza umeshapiga round up shamba yako, unakuja weka ndani manure. Manure zinasaidia sana. Manure inasaidia juu na kill. Kuna wadudu wanapanga kwa manure, sijui kama kupata wadudu fulani kwa manure. Hawa dudu wanasaidia sana kwa shamba kwa sababu wana destroy hizo sa bacteria more. Sasa ukisha mix hiyo manure yako kwa shamba, ni uko na 87 to 99% crop yako itatoka 99%. Na kama ikishatoka, kama kuna hii dawa ya 240 unaweza spray hiyo, unaweza pale na hiyo na spray na hiyo. Saa ina kill za unwanted grasses, like utapata ndani kuna blackjack, utapata ndani kuna hii sodomable and other things hizo ndogo. Sasa shamba yako inatoka kwa, kama ni mbegu yenye umepanda inatoka kwa pure.
Okay. Acha nikuulize swali, David. When you guys are planting pasture, any type of pasture, do you consider
Yeah.
using any fertilizer?
Manure is best. Manure is best as in unaona old way iko best sana. Kwa
Okay.
sababu unaona ukisoesha shamba yako okay, it's okay, manure pia iko sawa, lakini nini fertilizer iko poa, but for me according to my experience unaona manure ina last kwa shamba sana. Manure ukiweka kama kwa mfano uweke saizi kwa shamba yako kama ni eka moja, itakaa for 3 to 4 years yuko tu kwa hiyo shamba. Lakini hizi fertilizers ukishapanda ya kwanza, itabidi tena ukipanda nyingine unanunua fertilizer nyingine unaweka, kwa sababu is a period. Inakwanga na period, certain periods. Na pia iko na side effect but
okay.
Test tukasema
Okay. So before even we go far, you had mentioned that you guys are planting different types of pastures. So my quick question is, do you guys intercrop the pastures?
Yes, we do.
Or every crop has its own place of growth?
We do intercrop kwa sababu ya kutengeneza, kufanya mchanga ikuwe tu fertile. Kwa mfano kama sasa hizi nini Pakchong na Boma Roads unapata inakaa for 5 years kwa shamba, inaweza kaa 5 years to 7 years according to your maintenance. Lakini sasa ukitaka kuivuna vizuri itumie kitu kama 3 to 4 years. Toa.
Okay.
Panda hapo different plant like unaweka kitu kama lucerne, alfalfa and other different like unaweka hata potatoes fines like sweet potatoes. Pia sweet potatoes ni nzuri sana kwa ng'ombe. Hizo sweet potatoes fines.
Okay.
Sasa unapata unaweza itumia for 3 to 4 years utoe, lakini kama utakaa sana isipite 7 years. Sasa ndio ukinda crop mchanga wake itakuwa na fertile, itakuwa ina nini, itakuwa na nini. Unajua shamba yenyewe kwa fertile inakuanga na low pesticides zenye zinaingia kwa attack mchanga na kwa attack nini mimea. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to planting the pasture, maybe you mention a specific crop, either napier grass or desmodium or that, or whichever that you guys consider to measure the spacing part of it when it comes to planting. That when we are planting maybe desmodium or napier grass, we have to space it in this way. Or do you guys just broadcast as you said?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't get you, David.
No, Pakchong, let me go with I'm saying. Hello?
Okay, I can hear you, David. David? Can you hear me?
Nasema when unaenda. Hello, are you getting? Yeah.
Okay,
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Nasema ukienda okay, let's continue. Ukienda kupanda Pakchong iko na spacing. Pakchong nepia you can do the spacing of kwa mfano the linings and you do some rows. Hiyo rows itakupea nini procedure ya kutengeneza hiyo sasa kufanya utapanda, because you can't broadcast the nini spanepia, they let you, itakupea kazi ngumu sana ya kupalilia na kung'olea uchafu zenye ndani. So when you plant on the rows inakupea enough time kama unataka kuipalia katikati na pia kufanya kitu kingine hapo hivyo ndani, kama unatembea kuimonitor, itakupea enough time na itakupatia wakati mzuri ya kushughulikia ndani. Sasa unapata mbegu ya kubroadcast ni kitu kama Boma Roads na Desmodium, Lucerne, hizo zina broadcastiwa. So when we come to the When you come to the spacing of Spanapia Paction,
Okay.
after you made first roll,
Mm-hmm.
you have to when you made first roll, the second one you have to jump like 4 feet,
Mm-hmm.
the diameter of 4 feet to go to the second one.
Okay.
Alafu the spacing of between one seedling to another seedling,
Mm-hmm.
you have to make 3 feet.
Okay.
So that one when they grow up, they the pak chong was na spread the moment umeplant dana ikisha shoot ina spread sana. Sasa hiyo spacing ya 3 feet to another plant itakuja kucover.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Alafu sasa unapata that one itakupea enough time ya kuharvest more more tons of the plant, because unapata ukiweka pamoja itakuja inakupea enough time, itakupea
Mm-hmm.
hard time, not enough time, hard time ya kupata enough the crops yenye unataka. So hiyo
Mm-hmm.
spacing inaipea time ya kunona na kugrow taller. Sasa unapata hapa katikati hiyo foots yenye umekuruka ndio kwenda second line, utapata the moment they grow itakuja katikati kidogo, sasa itakupea foot ya 2 feet yenye utakuwa unapita katikati.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me ask.
So unapata
Okay,
yeah,
allow me to ask you this. As you've done pasture
yeah.
management for the longest time, what do you think are the importance
Yes.
of doing the pasture management?
It's so profitable to every corner of the plant you are just planted like so kwa mfano naweza kupea mfano kwangu. Kwanza nilianza na Napier,
Mm-hmm.
and the moment nilianza na Napier grass, okay, for me ime grow. Hiyo Napier ilinunulia ng'ombe 10.
Okay.
Na ukapata na hiyo ni Napier peke yake, isijiongelea vitu zingine. Ilinunua ng'ombe 10 na ikastablish hizo vitu ya kutengeneza shed nini kila kitu, and all na nalipa workers hizi apart from those other things.
Mm-hmm. David, okay, let's go for a short break and then we come back. And before we go for a short break, as we've talked about fertilizer and David has mentioned something very interesting, that pastures sometimes, most of the pastures mostly don't need fertilizers. But I challenge you, when you use cocoa leaf fertilizer, you can use it with any crop, whether it's pasture management, whether it's crops like maize, beans, any, mention any crop that you would like to use, tomatoes, onions. You can use cocoa leaf fertilizer, as it is the first granular water soluble fertilizer which balances your pH, and it is very effective when it comes to your crop growth, when it comes to rooting, when it comes to the management of pests and diseases. Cocoa leaf fertilizer works very perfectly. So thank you guys, thank you our viewers for sticking with us up to now. Let's go for a short break and then we will come back. Thank you.
So
Thank you so much our viewers for still being with us. Karibuni sana. We are after the break, where we were talking, before the break we were talking about how to grow pasture as a business, and David has explained a lot to us when it comes to pasture. How do we control the pests and diseases? How should we use manure or should we use fertilizer, and which one is the best? He has explained that cow dung works very perfectly, and any other manure that you're having. So David, are you back on air as we continue with our discussion of how to grow pasture as a business?
Yes, yes.
David, can you hear us? So let's continue as we were talking about the importance of having pasture as a business. So you've said that it's very profitable. Let's continue with the importance as you were mentioning.
Sasa uzuri ya tuseme kwa mfano pasture yoyote unatengeneza pesa mzuri mingi yani unatengeneza pesa mzuri kwa haraka.
Okay.
Kwa mfano inanga kasi mingi. Kwa mfano ukipanda boma roads hauwezi palilia, au utaingia kwa shamba uanze kupalilia, uambie sijui unaenda kuleta workers wapalie ndani. Ukisha broadcast umeshapata tu uprepare land yako vizuri. Just broadcast your seeds na ukuwe na timing mzuri ya mvua. This March is a good, sasa ndio good time mzuri ya kupanda hiyo nini boma roads. Sasa hizi kama kuna mkulima wote kupanda boma roads ama spanepia one ama any other nini, sasa kitu ya kwanza ajipange mapema, anunue mbegu yake kwa wakati, atengeneze shamba yake kwa wakati. Hiyo mvua tu yenye March tuko na mvua. Alafu uzuri ya boma roads ni moja, ikishatoka ni hivyo. Mvua hata ikienda ibie, hiyo ikishatoka imetoka, hiyo hainanga shida, ikitoka ni hivyo.
Okay, let me ask.
Sasa alafu
continue. Okay.
Ukikuja kwa Pasture Napier pia ikishatoka, unaona Pasture Napier kwa sababu gani iko na nini? Na kuna kitu moja siko nimeongelea kwa kuhusu Pasture Napier. Pasture Napier ni kwanza ni mbegu ambayo iko combined, ilitoka Thailand. Waka accumulate na two types of plant. Kuna palm millet na Kakamega 1 na kuna giant Napier.
Okay.
Hizo ndio silikuwa nini, ndio sikatengeneza Super Napier 1 ama Pasture. Ukisikia Pasture is the same na Super Napier 1.
Okay,
Sana pia iko mzuri sana kwa dairy meal na vitu zote. Sasa pia Pasture kwa sababu ni hybrid. Ukipanda hivi tu bora tu ishike roots tu hivi, ikishatoka hivi unaweza change into market, unaweza uza cuttings zake ama uze splits. Kama kwa farm yetu sasa tuko na splits na tuko na cuttings. When we talk about splits, tuko na rooted one na stems which is cuttings. Sasa unapata kama ni cuttings, unapata cuttings iko more profitable. Kama kwa mfano mtu ambaye anataka kuifanya kama kazi, cuttings moja saizi ni 50 shillings. 50 shillings cuts which is 30 centimeters. Wewe piga hesabu kama wewe ni YouTube hapo hivyo, ama wewe ni mkulima unataka ku venture into nini pastures. Hata usikue na, kama una shamba kubwa, hata unaanza na 50 by 100. Ukipanda 50 by 100 hiyo inakuteka like 760 cuttings. Hiyo hiyo 50 by 100, 760 cuttings. Sasa unapata after 3 months utakuwa umeanza kuharvest. Kama wewe sasa ni mtu ambaye unataka kuifanyia business, after 3 months ujue umeanza kugrow.
Okay, acha nikuulize swali. For the one that umemention, sijashika jina vizuri, but the one that umesema ni hybrid. So do you guys sell the seeds? How do you plant them?
Aina mbegu ni cuttings which is Pasture na zenye
So do you guys sell the cuttings?
We do sell cuttings and splits.
Okay. So help me
splits that are rooted to one and cuttings.
So help me understand this. For the hybrid, I've not gotten the name very well, and I don't want to mention something that is not the one. So for the cuttings, when you plant the hybrid pasture, will it sprout so fast or will it sprout so slowly? As you've said that it's only for 3 months. And you
They
mentioned
do
the
fast
spacing part of
because
it. Uh-huh.
they go faster because they are hybrid. You know that imemixiwa na different plant. You know hiyo kugrow yake na kumachua yake ni faster because iko tuseme kwa mfano kama tuseme kwa mfano mahindi ya jemo. Unaona mahindi ya jemo ina nini haraka.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's a hybrid. Ina
Mm-hmm.
grow haraka, ina mature haraka. It's like a yellow maize. Yellow maize pia inakwanga mzuri kwa ng'ombe. Sijui kama cross na hiyo. Ni
Yes.
mzuri sana kwa ng'ombe,
Yellow maize, yeah.
inatengeneza silage nzuri sana. Na unapata nini yellow maize inakwanga na 2.5 months which is something like 75 days.
Mm-hmm. So
Sasa ni
question,
same na
when
hii
you say
hybrid ya
when you say yellow maize, do you wait until it matures or you just cut it when it's almost flowering stage?
yellow maize the flowering stage na pia imeshaanza kutengeneza zile cones na mahindi ndani.
Uh-huh. So you won't
They are
wait
best
until
kwa hiyo
it gets to maturity part of it.
No, usiongoje ikuwe maturity kabisa, ikuwe tu bado in that green level. Kwa hiyo green level hapo hivyo inakwanga na high protein content. Inakuwa na high protein content. Ukiacha ikauke kabisa, unajua inatumia nguvu mingi hasa kutengeneza mahindi. Hasa hiyo protein yote inaingia kwa mahindi. Sasa hiyo nini that stock itakuwa na value kwa sababu sasa hapo itakuwa inapeana sasa carbohydrate peke yake, itakuwa inapeana protein yote na itakuwa inapeana anything kwa ng'ombe kama vitamin.
Okay, acha nikuulize David. Right now, all over the country,
Yes.
people have been complaining about drought season. And I know you guys too have experienced the same. So what did you do during this drought season? How was the pasture growth when it comes to this drought season?
We have some dams and our tanks zenye huwa na supply kwa maji kwa farm. So for us we are well equipped, but saa kwa farmers mwenye anaanza yeye naweza mpea option kwa farmer yote mwenye anaanza, kwa mfano ako chini na anataka kutengeneza, mimi naweza mpatia option nzuri. Ya kwanza aongoje weather mzuri ya mvua, kwa sababu mtu mwenye anaanza unajua anakuanga na a lot of challenges like financial, unaona na hizo vitu zingine kuweka workers kwa shamba nini ako na hiyo pressure mingi. Sasa combine hizo vitu zote in the one mind inakuwa ngumu. Sasa kitu mzuri mimi nasapeana advice aongoje the right period like this weather. Sasa you know that we are in March na hii March is a planting season. Sasa hii ni best kwake. Sasa unajua akipanda hii
Let me ask you, allow me to cut you short. Let me ask you. Venye umeelezea is that you guys have tanks that supply water to the farms. So which crops did you plant during this dry season? Because I understand it's not that all crops can survive because of the heat which was around.
Okay.
Which crops did you manage to plant?
Saizi tuko na karibu zote. Tuseme saizi tuko na Boma Roads, tuko na Lusan, tuko na Kaliandra, tuko na Pasture pia.
Okay.
African food ziko kwa shamba saizi vile tunaongea, and I think in somehow I'll share some pictures and videos with you, alafu utaangalia.
Yeah, sure.
So tuko na tanks na tuko na hizo sprinkles zenye zina spring maji. So unajua saizi maji imekuwa ngumu sana, after 2 days tuna sprinkle maji, alafu tuko na strip lines according to the crop yenye tumepanda. Tuseme kwa mfano kama ni tumepanda kama African foxtail ama tumepanda Lusan, tunawekea tuko na strip lines za juu zenye zina land. Sasa maji inanimia hapo hivyo, ina sprinkle hapo ndani. Siko mzuri kwa
Okay, there is a part which I didn't understand well, which I would like you, David, to
Yeah.
emphasize on. When it comes to
Okay.
attack from pests and diseases, when the crop has already grown, maybe to a certain stage, will you spray the pesticides and the herbicides?
Sasa it's depending with the crop that utakuwa pasture yenyewe utakuwa umepanda, kwa
Which
sababu
crop do you
pasture
always?
nyingi kwa
Which
atakiwa.
crop does the pest mostly attack, and how do you prevent that?
Kwanza yenyewe inasumbua sana ni Sudan grass. You know Sudan grass? I think unajua Sudan grass.
Yeah, sure. I've heard about it. I've not seen it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sudan grass ndio inaweza atakiwa sana na wadudu.
Okay.
Lakini sasa hiyo dawa mzuri ni D4D. Inaitwanga it's a 24D.
Okay.
Hiyo huwa inadili na pesticides sana, hiyo inadili na pesticides sana. Alafu unaona hiyo kwanza hiyo dawa ikisha kill nini wadudu pia ina stabilize nini roots ya mmea. Kama kuna dudu mwenye alikuwa chini kwa mchanga, kitu kama cutworm, roundworm, hizo.
Can you hear us, David?
Position yake mzuri. Saa 2,4-D ni dawa nzuri. Kama kuna mkulima wote akapo hivyo labda face challenges ya nini ya mmea yake, labda kama ni mbegu imetakiwa na wadudu na pia ina cut roots, atumie sawa.
Okay. Okay, so that's a very good information there, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay, let's go to the stage of harvesting. As you've talked a lot on harvesting, I know you have a lot to say when it comes to harvesting. How do you harvest the pastures? Maybe we go step by step with every crop that you guys have on the field.
Sasa inategemea na fasi yenye umepanda, sio kama ni
That's why I wanted, David, I want you to explain to us with every crop, every pasture that you guys have planted. You explain to us the process of harvesting.
Ina depend sana, kwa sababu unaona ukinini kama uko na Sudan grass utaivuna kama Boma Roads. Utaivuna kama Boma Roads. Sasa utapata Sudan grass harvesting yake ni tofauti. Sudan grass unaweza harvest kama unaweza tumia compound hii ya kukata ya harvest. Kwa mfano unaona vinyo wewe na harvestiwa nini maize cones kama yellow maize ina vinyo na harvest.
Yeah.
Sasa Sudan grass you harvest with that machine, and hii nini Boma Roads kuna mashine yake ya kukata, kuna kisu yake ya kukata na kubel. Na alafu Boma Roads kuna farmers wengi wao wanakosea kwa Boma Roads, nataka kurekebisha mahali. Boma Roads usiongoje ichanue. Ikichanua inatumia nguvu mingi sana kutengeneza mbegu. Sasa ina reduce hiyo ni protein content. Inairudisha chini. Kwa mfano kama Boma Roads inakwanga na 12.2%. Sasa unapata ukiongoji ichanue ita reduce, inaweka 1.0 alafu ipeane carbohydrate ya kitu kama 4-5.
And how do you harvest?
Yes?
How do you harvest it?
To harvest the Boma Roads?
Yes.
We do use the cutting machines.
Okay. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
We do use cutting machines. Then we bell to make some bells. So we call them. Yeah.
Okay, I would like you to explain to us. You've not mentioned about. Okay, David, you've not mentioned about Desmodium and Napier grass. which I would like you to maybe emphasize on that. How do you harvest them?
To harvest desmodium,
Mm-hmm.
even desmodium, you can use the harvesting machine and you can bale as same as you bale the bomber rods.
Okay.
And the according to desmodium,
Mm-hmm.
desmodium, many farmers fear because it is expensive. You know that desmodium, one kilogram you can get to 6,000 per kg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see, the higher price is high, is the higher nutrients and other component of the percentages are different and they are high. You see,
Yeah.
when you get a kg ya desmodium, iko
Mm-hmm.
na 24% of crude protein content. Protein content yake
Okay.
ni 24%.
Mm-hmm. And why is it expensive? Desmodium.
Desmodium, it is expensive. It's
Why?
expensive.
Why do
More,
you
more
think it's expensive compared to other pastures?
protein content and carbohydrate and other components that are different.
Mm-hmm.
And when you plant desmodium, alafu kuna kitu mzuri kwa desmodium plant. Desmodium plant huwa inatengeneza mchanga pia inakuwa fertile.
Okay.
They are best. Kama uko na shida ya mchanga ya shamba yako, you can use the desmodium. Desmodium, they are good to 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 make your farm to come back kwa hiyo situation ya root na mbolea iko sawa na kuifanya ikuwe strong na ikuwe na ukipanda plant ingine itoke ikiwa na healthy sana. Tumia
Okay.
nini
Mm-hmm.
desmodium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how about napier grass?
Never grass, you can it depends with the size of the land you have. You can go direct with machine or you can go direct with ukate na mkono.
Okay.
Chef cutter, you have the machine called chef cutter. See the one hiyo unatumia ku make ndio itengeneze silage.
Yes, 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 I know it. Uh-huh.
Saa hiyo pia iko poa. Alafu good thing na nini napier grass, you can make silage bado.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me ask you maybe
Hata
a
kama uko
question. When it comes to harvesting, which pasture that you guys have planted, which is the most expensive when it comes to harvesting? The harvesting part of it is the most expensive.
most expensive, we have desmodium, bracharia, and lucerne.
Okay, okay. Why is it expensive when
They
it
are,
comes to harvesting? Does it have maybe different equipment for harvesting?
you know, sasa unajua hapo sasa inahitaji more skills kwa sababu ukiangalia kwa nini kwa rate ya kukata yake unapata mashine yake yenye na bell inakwanga kawaida hata kenye na bell nini desmodium, lakini wenye wana bell pia wanajuanga this stuff is so expensive. Nini inakuwa a bit high kwa sababu hiyo iko na root yake ni mzito. Mzizi yake ni mzito, stem yake ni mzito. Sasa unapata hiyo mashini kuikata inatumia nguvu sana, so
Okay.
wanaongeza bei juu.
Okay, so we've talked about the management of the land. We've talked about planting seeds, how to get the correct seeds. We've talked about harvesting. Now let's talk about transportation part of it. From wherever you guys are coming from, how is the transportation when it comes to pasture?
Sasa niulize labda swali kwa upande kama unataka kuiuza ama transportation uipeleke kwa store.
Yes, transportation in terms of kupeleka kwa store, in transportation kupeleka kwa market. Both.
Sasa hii ina depend. Kwanza kama ni kupeleka kwa store, hiyo ukienda kuongea na watu wenye ambao wanakukatia hizi nyasi, mostly they have some lorries. Sasa unaongea nao unapiga nao bei, unamwambia unikatie itakuwa nao much with transport, so they include all, alafu anakupelekea kwa store. Sasa ikifika kwa store, ikifika upande ya kufanya kuuza sasa
Mhm.
Kuuza wewe inategemea according to sisi sasa tunakwanga na offer. Kuuza upanda transport tunapatanga kama farmer amekuja kuchukua kwetu kama amechukua kitu kama 1000 nini bales of hay ya Boma Road. Sasa
Aha.
tunamfanyia free transportation.
Okay.
To anywhere tunakufanyia free transportation. Alafu kama ni less than 500 alafu inategemea na range sasa wenye tuko karibu mwenye anachukua 300 anafanywa free transportation.
Okay. So let me ask you, na venye sahi
Yeah.
the economy imepanda, I know you understand, and the fuel too,
Yeah.
it's very expensive. Does it affect the price of how you guys used to sell pasture?
Uwe sasa unajua kwa upande wetu huwa tuna nini? Huwa tunajipanga mapema. Kwa mfano kama client amechukua 1000 na anaenda mbali. Kwa mfano
Okay.
sisi tukimpatia kama amechukua 1000 bells, hii ni mfano sasa amechukua 1000 bells alafu inaenda kwa mfano inaenda kama Mombasa.
Mhm.
Huyu mtu tukimtafutia lori ya kumpelekea ataenda hasara times 2. Kwa sababu transport peke yake utapata hii moja bell nakwambia wanaibeba na 20 shillings. So when you do some calculation 20 shillings to 1000 umetumia almost 20,000. Hiyo ni transport peke yake tu Mombasa, unaona? As a company si tuna at times huwa tuna offer. Kutokanga na company yetu tunakwanga na some offer time. Hiyo yenye tunaambia farmer tuko na offer hii na hii na hii, you offer free transportation. So unapatanga ma clients wengi wanaingianga kwa hiyo offer time sana sana, ndio wanatumia offer kama transportation ni free. So wewe kazi yako tu ni mzigo tu utalipia, lakini transportation ni free. Na ikifika kwa time yenye unajua hapo penye ulikuwa narudi kwa swali yako ya unalipa mafuta
Okay.
na kila kitu na nini iko.
Hey David, before you continue,
Yeah.
I'm being informed that there is
Yeah.
another guest on board who is an agronomist who
Yeah.
will still help us in the discussion of how to grow pasture as a business.
Iko
Titus.
kwa
Hello,
yes.
Titus. Can you kindly introduce
Hello.
yourself?
Hello. Yes, I'm listening to you. How are you?
I'm fine. Can you kindly introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Titus Naken.
Mm-hmm.
I come from Kajiado County. I've just given into the discussion of the day.
Okay.
I found it very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Karibu sana.
Eh,
Karibu sana, Titus. Okay.
Okay,
So,
basically what I can say about the growth pasture as a business, this is one of the major businesses that is existing now due to the drought that we have been experiencing for more than 1.5 years for now.
okay.
So I can say that we can really encourage our farmers because of the droughts, because we can really find that we are having more rains,
Mm-hmm.
but the farmers are not capable to produce a lot of pasture for the future use.
Yeah.
What I mean by the future use is that you find that when the farmer produces a lot of pasture
Mm-hmm.
during these dry times, or during the times that the rains are not there, you will find that the farmer can really sell this pasture
Okay.
and having his income. For example, in this drought,
Mm-hmm.
some of the pastures were coming from Nakuru,
Mm-hmm.
the sites of Narok, and you find that one bale was sold at around 400 to 350 shillings.
Which is very expensive, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's very expensive, but it's expensive to the people who are buying, but the person who is making it a business,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting a lot of profit.
Okay, let me ask you, Titus.
Hmm.
As you've come from an area which a lot of livestock have died because of drought, and this is
Yeah.
just because of lack of knowledge for the people who are around there to do pasture as a business and still as
Hmm.
something that could save the livestock. What do you think is
Hmm.
the best way that you would tell them to do so that they can at least improve on their way of 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 keeping their livestock? Sorry.
Yeah, that's a very nice question, and I want to answer it in a very, very, very good manner, or very. I want to answer it very well.
Mm-hmm.
What I can urge the farmers, especially from our places,
Okay.
currently we are expecting some rain on March.
Uh-huh.
We hope that it will be a lot of rain.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the farmers have prepared themselves, for example, they have put paddocks
Mm-hmm.
and they have fenced some of the places, because about the pasture production is not a hard thing as people say.
Uh-huh.
Because once you fence your place, and then there will be no animals grazing there, no animals which are sleeping there.
Mm-hmm.
You find that when it rains, they will easily grow.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go back to David. David, quick question
Yes.
to you. From the area
Yeah.
that you're coming from, as you've said that you guys
Yeah.
grow pasture, and on the other hand, we
Mm.
can say it as that their area is very dry and they don't grow pasture as you guys are doing so. So do you find the difficult? Have you guys experienced the death of livestock too when it comes to this drought?
Yes. Kama mimi nasema advice place yenye nilikuwa nimeongelea mara ya kwanza, place yenye iko drought na uko na ng'ombe wa maziwa ama ng'ombe wa nyama,
Mm-hmm.
inategemea sasa. Hapo hivi unahitaji upande mbegu kulingana na area yako. Kuna mbegu za drought resistance yenye haiwezi ikakusumbua. Kwa mfano kama uko kwa area penye hakuna jua hakuna mvua kabisa, mvua huwa inakuja na season inapotea.
Mm-hmm.
Naweza advice apande African Foxtail,
Uh-huh.
Subab na Kaliandra.
Mm-hmm.
Itakuwa best kwake kwanza, kwa sababu ukiangalia African Foxtail kwanza ni inatengeneza ng'ombe wa wanyama. Ng'ombe wa wanyama wanaweza kula, ng'ombe wa maziwa wanaweza kula, ng'ombe
Mm-hmm.
yoyote wa maziwa.
Mm-hmm. Okay, David, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello, David.
Yes, na wakati wa jua unapata hatakuwa na kazi yoyote, atakuwa anavuna maziwa na atakuwa na, kama ni anataka ng'ombe wa nyama bado atakuwa na hiyo chance ya kuvuna ng'ombe. Hata kwanza nini, African Foxtail inafanya ng'ombe anone. Hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza, na ni drought resistant. Sasa unapata kwa hiyo drought resistant ni itakupea enough time ya wewe, kama wewe ni mkulima unajipackage place yenye uko ni hot area, na ni place yenye unajua hauna itakupea nafasi ya kupanda desmodium, itakupea nafasi ya kupanda nini boma root, itakupea nafasi ya kupanda napier grass, super napier. Unajiarrange, then plant mbegu yenye iko suitable na place yenye huko, na alafu itakupea hasara, kwa sababu farmers wengi unajua wanapanda vitu kulingana, anapanda desmodium place yenye kuna jua, unapata wewe ndio unaenda hasara. Mbegu ya desmodium, bei ya desmodium iko high sana. Sasa farm ukichukua desmodium uende uipande place kama Machakos, wewe ndio unaenda hasara. Hakuna haja nikudanganye. Nini germination rate yake itakuwa poor, inaweza toka hata 6%, alafu ndio ukuje labda unapatanga kuna wengine itatoka 6%, alafu uende labda uanze kuambia watu huyu labda hii kampuni iliniuzia mbegu ambayo hii kumea penye nilikuwa nataka, lakini si ati hii kumea, ni kwa sababu place yenye huko haiendani na hiyo mbegu. Sasa
Like,
Titus, can you hear me? Titus, can you hear us, Titus? Okay, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
You're still listening. Titus, are you back?
yeah, I'm back. There are some technicalities
Okay,
about
let's
the network.
continue. We were in
Mhm.
transportation, David. Sorry, Titus, are you
Yes.
back? Titus.
Yes, I can hear you, Neema.
Okay. Before you came into the show, we were talking about at a place where we were talking about transportation and how it affects the farmers, how is transportation of pasture, and how it affects the farmers who want to venture into pasture as a business. So what would you talk about that when it comes to transportation of pasture from the farm to the market?
Okay, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because once these commodities are being produced from the farm,
Mm-hmm.
they have to reach to the market for them to be sold.
Okay.
That's a business idea
Mm-hmm.
that most of the farmers should even adapt.
Uh-huh.
Especially the pasture producing farmers, they should have that back in their minds that once they are ready to produce this pasture,
Mm-hmm.
if they are capable of, if they have some money,
Mm-hmm.
instead of them hiring these vehicles, because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you might have those pasture,
Mm-hmm.
but you find it difficult for someone to come from another place. Let's say the customer coming from another place coming to your farm,
Okay.
but most of the time it's happened, but it's not so rare. It's very rare, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that what I can urge the farmers is that they can even buy a truck,
Okay.
so that he can have the maximum profit, because you can find that you are producing the grasses and the pasture.
Mm-hmm.
You find it when you are getting, when again you get the transport accommodation of the transport. You find it very difficult, and you will just be having very minimal in terms of your profit.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
let me go back to David. David, are you on air? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm getting you.
So when it comes to transportation, as as Titus has said, that farmers should get at least their own truck and transport so that it can be cheap. What do you think about what he has said? Do you think it will favor you guys in any way?
Yeah, inatufeva kwa sababu ukiangalia client akikuja na truck yake, kwanza kwa sisi itakuwa imetusaidia sana, because we can go a bit high na hiyo challenges ya kusema transportation. Kuna wengine wanakujanga na gari zao, wakishamaliza kukuja wanachukua mbegu zao wanaondoka na kuna wale ambao wako mbali na hawana means ya transport. Hasa tuna share. Naambia customer, transportation yako ni fee ni pesa kiasi fulani na mzigo wako ni pesa kiasi fulani, so unapata kuna makastoma wanalipa yao yote ya nini, ya transport fee na mzigo wao zinatumwa zinaenda. Alafu ikifika moment ya mtu ule amechukua mzigo na ako na hiyo na shida ya transportation, huwa tunaangalia tena, si ati huwa tunaangalia upande wetu peke yake, tunaangalia port side, kwa sababu huyu mtu mwenye amechukua mbegu kwetu,
Mhm.
kesho tunamhitaji, na unapata akichukua mbegu kwetu, alafu mbegu yenye tunapeana iende ifanye vizuri kwa upande wake, area yenye amepanda hapo hivyo, farmers wengine wakimuuliza ata link kwetu. Sasa tunatengeneza good relationship, both farmer mwenye seller na mwenye anabai. Sasa unapata kama ni ule mwenye ako na shida ya need transportation, huwa tuna share, kuna some period tuna share cost.
Okay.
Tunaambia farmer, kwa mfano tuseme, kwa mfano kama unamaanisha mzigo wako kutoka Nakuru inakuja Nairobi, kama ni parcel fee na cost 500 shillings, tunaambia farmer tutakulipia a half, utalipa a half.
Okay, okay, that's a very good that's a very good information when it comes to transportation. So when we're talking about
Sasa,
sorry, David. When you're talking about Pasture as a business, I understand that it entails a lot, and I want us
yeah,
to talk about the marketing part of it, because it needs a lot of market for you to transport your pasture from maybe Nakuru to Mombasa, so that that person can see that you're doing pasture farming. You have to market your produce. Titus, are you still on air?
Yeah.
So what do you always advise farmers when it comes to market of their pastures, so that they can attain the goal of bringing it to the point of being a business?
Mm-hmm. What I can advise farmers,
Mm-hmm.
especially the pasture production farmers, they can use the social media platform
Uh-huh.
for easily affordable, for easily getting their customers.
Okay.
And about the pasture production, it's very hard for you to find customers because these animals are here outside.
Mm-hmm.
They are lacking fish to consume day in day out, and you find that it's very hard for a farmer to lack the market. But those of those farmers
Mm-hmm.
that might have the pasture but there's no market,
Mm-hmm.
they can use the social media platform as the best to sell their commodities.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to you, David. Which method do you guys use when it comes to marketing? David? David, are you on air? Can you hear me? Okay, so Titus, as you have said that there the most important part of marketing should be social media, which a lot of farmers, they don't know about it, and maybe they're still struggling with it. Do you think maybe the government should play a role when it comes to marketing produce for farmers?
Yeah, number one,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if they have the government personnel who are working in these areas
Uh-huh.
and they can easily reach these farmers,
Okay.
those government personnel can really help the farmers. For example, if we have pasture in Ngong,
Mm-hmm.
but because of these government personnel, for the extension officers, as we may
Mm-hmm.
call them,
Mm-hmm.
they can reach a farmer in Loitoktok,
Mm-hmm.
which is the last end of Kajiado County. You find that they can reach that farmer when they are talking and communicating with him or her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They can find that the one of the major problems that the farmer is experiencing is lack of feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are an agriculture personnel or an extension officer, you have been traveling to these farmers and you know the challenges and where these beans are there.
Okay.
You can easily link them. You can easily link them.
Mm-hmm.
For that example that I've just bring that you can link the person that is having pasture from Ngong and you give
Mm-hmm.
the number or you tell them to come and meet each other,
Mm-hmm.
bringing a business opportunity there
Okay. Okay.
because
So.
you
Mm-hmm.
understand that when the production of pasture is going on there,
Mm-hmm.
there have to be animals to feed those pasture.
Okay. So Titus, allow me
Yeah.
to go back to David. David, can you hear me now? Hello, David. Can you hear me? David. David, can you hear me? Okay, Titus, let's continue as David comes back on air. So as you're saying about marketing and when in relation to the government, Titus, can you hear me? Titus, are you on air? Titus,
I'm on
Titus,
air.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, as you were explaining about the extensions which the government should use to do the marketing when it comes to growing pasture as a business. Kindly continue. I'm sorry for breaking the talk.
Okay, as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
even I think that is the most effective and the best way that the farmers should get the information.
Mm-hmm.
So we urge the government to play a very major role by employing these personnel,
Mm-hmm.
these agricultural extension officers,
Mm-hmm.
and motivate them by paying them very well, because you can find that these people
Okay.
understand the problems that their farmers are going with it with in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You find that most of the people just say something that they are even not sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you find that these agricultural officers, they bring the actual facts, because they go to the ground and they reach the farmer.
Okay.
Even, for example, they can even advise the farmer on which types of a grass should be grown in certain areas. Because I had that guest saying
Mm-hmm.
there are some of the commodities, some of the species of grass that can be grown in parts of the area, the highlands
Mm-hmm.
and the lowlands, and he was he had give us very good examples.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
So even
Mm-hmm.
those the personnel can go and then can encourage those farmers
Mm-hmm.
to grow certain crops in specific areas with the certain ecological conditions.
Okay. So Titus,
Yeah.
would you really recommend a training for people from maybe your area or any other area who don't have any information when it comes to pasture growth?
About in training matters, the farmers or the
For the
who
farmers,
in
for the farmers.
yeah, I can recommend training, but I can find it difficult,
Mm-hmm. Why is it
because you
difficult?
find farmers are very many.
Mm-hmm.
So not all the farmers can access these training activities.
Okay, but I challenge you on this because you've mentioned about the extension services which government should provide. Don't you think that the government themselves should at least bring training sessions to the areas, mostly where you're coming from, where livestock are dying because of lack of pasture, and at least to be encouraged to plant pasture, and they bring at least boreholes for bringing for water availability and all that.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because yeah, the government should play a role.
Mm-hmm.
For example, talking to the local chiefs
Okay.
and the local administration,
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
so that they can prepare or arrange a certain something like a baraza
Mm-hmm.
for those pastures around that area,
Mm-hmm.
knowing their challenges that they're undergoing,
Mm-hmm.
what help do they need. Because even you can find that some of the roles that the government should play, you can find that a farmer is having pasture,
Mm-hmm.
but the road accessibility is very bad, of which so
Mm-hmm.
you just find that the business will not transact well.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the role of the government, either the county or the national government, to do that work.
Mm-hmm.
But the most effective way, as I said earlier, is the training of the agricultural officers, because these people are learned,
Mm-hmm.
they are well skilled,
Mm-hmm.
and they are the people who can reach this farmer day in day out. And you can even find that most of the farmers, not most of them, but some of the farmers
Mm-hmm.
are old age, so you can find them very difficult for them to attend these trainings, and it's a challenge. So that one give us another room of being challenged.
Okay.
That
When you're saying being challenged, I would love to say this maybe to farmers and the government, because for this period of drought that a lot of people have experienced in the country, I think if we would have the training, and at least the local chiefs and anybody else who is responsible with that, at least they could have these trainings before, and we couldn't be having this a lot of loss when it comes to animals death and all that, you get, because
yeah,
right now I'm seeing a lot of trainings being, you should plant maize, you should plant beans, you should plant any other crop, but there is very less trainings or very less advice going to the people who have livestock that they should plant pasture. Is that true, Titus? Titus,
it
can you
might
hear me?
be yeah, it might be true
Mm-hmm.
because as I said earlier, it's very difficult for you for you to reach for these farmers to go to these barazas or these
Okay.
training places.
Mm-hmm.
But the easiest way, as I say, I've been repeating this more than once, that the easiest
Mm-hmm.
way is for the government to support
Okay.
the agricultural extension officers,
Uh-huh.
and that one
Mm-hmm.
I will really urge the youths of this republic to work very hard about this, because they are the ones who have energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, we can have these agricultural personnel,
Mm-hmm.
bearing in mind that age is a factor.
Okay.
For example, me and a person who is at 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
personally, me, I can reach like 20 farmers a day.
Uh-huh.
But you can find the person who is around 40 years, yet is a well
Mm-hmm.
skilled person,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
he can be able only to reach like 5 to 6 farmers a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find that it will take a lot of time for these farmers to have this information,
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
and it will, and you know that time is moving. So when they don't consume the information very early,
Mm-hmm.
the preparation will take late, and then when the rains come,
Mm-hmm.
they'll just find the farmers not prepared. So
Mm-hmm.
what I can urge the government, the national and the county government specifically,
Okay.
they try and employ the young generation.
Yeah, sure, sure. So Titus,
Eh,
before you continue, I'm being told
you
that
know,
David is back. Hi, David. Can
yeah.
you can you can you hear us?
Yes, I'm carrying you.
Okay, as I was asking you earlier, which which
Yeah.
which 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 way do you guys use when it comes to marketing your produce, pasture that
Oh,
you grow?
market. Marketing,
David?
we have yes, I'm getting you. Tuko na
Okay, okay.
marketing, tuko na social medias
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and radios and TV stations huwa tuna market kwa hizo nini. And kwa sasa social media yenye tunatumia saizi sana sana ni Facebook. Facebook ndio tuko sana.
Mm-hmm,
And we have a lot of different farmers and other clients from different countries, even
mm-hmm,
to US.
mm-hmm,
We have been shipping the goods, even US, Australia, Germany.
mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
have a big network. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very wide market that you guys have gone. So, quick question from what you've said about online. The most of the clients that you guys get, do you get them from social media?
Yeah. We can say 70% from social media, and the other 30% is from the person who have brought any goods from us. They refer to their friends, then they come to take, and others they call. We send them as a parcel,
Mm-hmm.
and we yeah.
And you've mentioned something very important about
Yeah,
exportation. I've never
yeah, yeah.
heard that that pasture is being exported. But now I'm hearing from you, which is very wonderful. Do you think it's something? Do you think the prices for exportation and the prices that you guys sell locally have a very different margin when it comes to profit?
So there we have, if you are a seller, you have to be keen because you can't use the same amount that they are using in your country. They
Mm-hmm.
let you to use your pocket instead of
Mm-hmm.
making profit. So that you have to be very smart, and
Okay.
you make you balance your way. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm just selling this pasture to this amount,
Okay.
and exportation, what will I gain?
Mm-hmm.
Unaweza peleka mahali mbegu kama kwa exportation places, usikie that kama ina fly nje wanapimanga na kilo,
Mm-hmm.
wanakwambia kilo moja tunakutumanisha na hii rate ni upande gani inaenda Germany. Kwenda
Mm-hmm.
Germany itachukua hizi siku fulani
Mm-hmm.
na
Okay.
itahitaji hizi vitu fulani.
Yeah. Okay. So
That-
that's a very good info there. Titus. Okay, Titus is not there. So David, kindly continue. I
yes.
thought that Titus was there. As you're saying about exportation.
Yeah, sa exportation inasaidia both different kwenu kwa mtu mwenye unauza na mwenye anachukua. Sasa hapa
Uh-huh.
una procedure yake vizuri. Tuseme kwa mfano anachukua cuttings ya Pasture.
Mm-hmm.
Pasture tunauza na 50 shillings. Unajua sasa ata cost. Cost ni yake ya shipping, ni yake yote plus na kununua ni yake yote. Hatuwezi ingilia hapo
Okay.
hivyo juu, tukiingilia hapo inakuwa ngumu.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
we have different kama okay, for me kama jana tulipeana ilikuwa 60 kgs of boma rods zinaenda US.
uh-huh.
And saizi tumeshafanya details zote, kila kitu nini, ndio imetoka leo, zinaenda. I think by now we are one, by kitu kama 4 itakuwa flight off.
Okay, let me ask you, David.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a farmer who wants to do pasture as a business? Would you advise them to do the local market or the export market?
For a start, you have to make your ground.
Mm-hmm.
Tengeneza ground yako vizuri. Ukishatengeneza ground nyumbani, unajua ukishajulikana nyumbani, kutoka nje ni rahisi.
Okay.
And unapata kwa mfano uko na kitu fulani, tuseme kwa mfano tunaongelea sasa hizi tuseme
Pasture.
ni Pasture, si ndio? So you will start with home. Just the best way ya kufanya marketing, ingia Facebook, just create your own page. Kama si tuko na page yetu, tuko na Dairy
Okay.
na tuko na kenyatechhub na tuko na Dairy and Seedling Solution. Hizi zote ni channels za kupeana hizi tuna supply.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Na hizi
okay, continue, sorry.
zote ziko under kenyatechhub Limited. Kenyatechhub.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyatechhub Limited is a company unaweza access anywhere. Unaweza access mahali popote, kama unaingia kama uko mahali popote, ni abroad, unaweza enda place yote. So that's why tunapata links mingi just because of our company. Si tuko na company. Sasa ndio inatupea channels sana.
Okay, so David,
Yes.
I would like you to advise maybe the young people. What should they do when it comes to pasture? Because I've had a lot of complaints that youths don't have jobs and they're seeking for jobs and all that. And here's a chance. It's an opportunity. First, we've talked about marketing on social media. The second, we've talked about the harvesting, the packaging part of it, and all that. What advice do you have for the young people?
For me now is a free advice, na hii mwenye atasikiza itamsaidia sana.
Okay.
Just kitu kwanza focus and achana kwanza na stories za watu mingi, usikilize maneno ya watu wengi na ukitaka kupunguza kwanza marafiki, angalia circles ya marafiki zako.
Okay.
Ni kina nani na ni nini wanahitaji kwa maisha na nini wanajaribu kutafuta, unaona? Kuna unajua shida vijana sisi tunataka vitu za haraka, hizo ndio zinatuumiza sana. Tunataka leo tukisema leo like kama vijana saizi anataka kama anataka 10,000. Anataka saizi hiyo afanye hii kazi saizi na apate hiyo 10,000 in the second minute.
Yeah.
Which is ni hard. It make, but unaona pastures, when you grow pastures is a lifetime. Nini itakupea pesa, yani imagine in 3 months una harvest. Kwa mfano umepanda hiyo nini, umepanda pakchong eka moja,
Okay.
na hiyo pakchong eka moja, kwa eka moja step moja uko nakata step moja ile mrefu hivi unaweza pata uko ndani na pieces. Kuna zenye ziko mrefu kabisa unapata paka pieces 10 to 15, 30 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 10 to 15. Sijui kama unanipata. Hello? 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 Uh, sound iko chini. Hello? I'm not catching you guys, but let me continue. Kama kwa mfano inakupea 10 to 15 cuttings. Na this 15 cuttings moja uko nauza na 50 bob. Piga hesabu 50 bob times 15 na uko na shamba eka moja. Na uko na client mwenye anataka. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, ndio nilikuwa najaribu kuelezea wakati umepanda hiyo pakchung eka moja. Na hiyo pakchung ikigrow inakwanga taller more than inakwanga 6 to 7 feet above. Sasa wewe imagine hiyo 6 feet ukikata into 30 centimeters uko na kitu kama 10 to 15 cuttings. Na moja ni 50 bob. Na uko na shamba eka moja. Wewe piga hesabu kama uko na client mwenye anataka kupanda eka 4. Moja ni eka moja inachukua 4,500 cuttings.
Yeah, that's a lot of profit, yeah.
Yeah, when you multiply 50 shillings to 4,500 cuttings, uko wapi?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I get it.
A lot of money. When utapea akili yako attention yako mzuri, then make sure that unajiarrange vizuri, alafu kutoka hapo hivyo usikuwe na hari. Vijana wengi wako na haraka sana, that's why sisi tunaumia. Ndio unapata vijana wengi wako idle huko nje because they need pesa ya haraka. Like saizi anataka saizi akitoka hivi akutana na shilingi 3,000 aende, akirudi akutana na 4,000 aende. Sasa inakuwa ngumu, but the main thing kama wewe ni youth na unataka kutengeneza maisha yako poa, angalia circle yenye uko nayo, marafiki wenye uko nao ni kina nani na hesabu yao ni gani. From there utajua.
Okay.
Unaona kuna kitu fulani inasema mimi huwa naweka kwa akili yangu. Circle yenye uko nayo ndio inadetermine life yako.
Sure.
So unafaa kujua marafiki wenye uko nao, ukikaa nao kitu kama miezi 4 5, kwa marafiki wenye uko nao kama hakuna mtu mwenye life yake imechange hata ama ameenda to another step, unafaa kutoka hapo.
Yeah, so David, as you've said,
Yeah.
so your encouragement to the youth is at least they should try pasture farming, if I'm not wrong.
Pasture farming is the green pasture.
Okay, thank you so much, David. So as we're winding up our show, I would really love to thank you so much, David, for being with us, for giving us the knowledge about pasture farming, which is really amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us up to this time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So our viewers, thank you too for watching us. Thank you too for tuning in, where we were talking about how to grow pasture as a business. And I understand that every one of you has taken some notes, and which is very helpful. So as I was talking this earlier before about cocoa leaf fertilizer, which is very good fertilizer, which every farmer should consider. Whether it's farming, whether it's your farm where you have tomatoes, vegetables, onions, fruit farming, any crop that you're using, you should at least think about cocoa leaf fertilizer, because let me share with you what it does. One, it promotes the root development, it strengthens the root. Another thing, if you're a fruit farmer, it prevents the fruit cracking, it brightens the color of the fruit, which is very amazing. Which other fertilizer would you get that will do a lot of things like this? This is amazing. It's amazing to have cocoa leaf on board. which all farmers should try, and it's cost effective. Cost effective. Which fertilizer will have such advantages and be cost effective? Every farmer should try cocoa leaf fertilizer, which is very affordable and very effective. And again, it's water soluble. So you can spray it, you can broadcast, you can use any method that you would like to. Thank you so much for being on our show up to this time. Let's meet tomorrow for another show. Thank you.